Hey, my scrappy friends, this is Hannah. I just want to say thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys got a cup of coffee. And let's do some updates. Let's do some past updates. Let's look at forward and let's talk. It has been a hot minute since I've really been around. And why is that, Hannah? Why? Let's talk about this. So in about 2018, 2019, me and my then husband, my ex-husband, we started to go through the process of working on some marriage stuff and then subsequently getting a divorce. So, and through that process, or in the midst of that process, I kind of started slowly pulling back from my scrapbooking duties, and honestly, a lot of it really affected my own ability to be able to scrapbook and share. And there was a lot of stuff while going through it, and anybody who's been through a divorce or been through like major life issues, sometimes it's kind of hard to process it in the moment, and at least verbally on a social media platform. And I didn't really feel comfortable sharing a lot of stuff, not because I don't love you guys and I don't have really good connections with quite a few of you guys, which I miss so very much, but I just felt like it wasn't really the place to talk about it. So I took time for myself and I worked on myself, and I really realized that a lot of my scrapbooking, especially like in 2017 and 2018 that I did do, was kind of like an escape for me, which is a really good escape, but a really not so healthy way to focus on everything that I needed to focus on. So like I said, I kind of started slowing down and listening to my own body and listening to my own creativeness, and it really took a really big hit because, and I think a lot of it was the escape. It's like I was trying to figure out and merge like who I was in my scrapbook room versus who I was in real life. And like, I wasn't being fulfilled in my real life the way that I did when I was in my scrapbook room, right? So, I just had a really hard time doing it. And so, I took that time and I worked on me. And so, and going through a divorce is not easy. And so, and a lot of life changes had to happen. I had to go back to work. And I wanted to move on with my life, right? Too. So, and having kids, it's like, so my life just like completely changed. And I really took the time to do that social media detox, which I kind of needed for myself because I had put a lot in to the crafty basket. And I just want to say, for anybody who's going through what I've went through even on a small scale, to people going through other life stuff, it is not a bad thing to have, have a place that you can find yourself, but you also need to be able to do it in different aspects, and you need to learn a healthy balance. And so that is something that I've had to kind of learn, and also learn weirdly because I took such a I don't even know how to say it. Because I took that step back so much, I realized that I wasn't feeding a part of me that I needed to feed also. So in the whole process of everything, just this past year, I've really had a hard time finding myself in other areas. And I realize it's because I'm not scrapbooking, guys. I'm not taking photos. I'm not being inspired in other ways. And I feel like um, why not go back to my roots here? So this is where we're at. So, so let's kind of go back a little bit again and kind of, I'll do a brief update. And so in 2018, 2019, I started the process of getting divorced with my ex. And so by 2021, we were divorced. And then later in 2021, probably like the very end of 2021, almost 2022, I started dating. And I got lucky and I found a wonderful man. And I realized the things that I had wanted and missed in my own relationship, and things that I probably would have maybe noticed a little bit more, but I had scrapbooking, I had a community, I had an outlet. And so, like I said, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I do want to encourage people to make sure that they're focusing on different elements of their life, not just one. So, because it will come back and bite you. And it really did, me not focusing on certain elements in my real life. That's not even how to not focusing on certain things that I needed to be focusing on. It really did make my scrapbooking suffer, because there's only so long that you can have your life in different compartments. And like if you're not yourself in all areas in your life, it really does kind of come back. And that was something that I was seeing, because when I was scrapbooking and when I was in my room and when I was talking to you guys and interacting with you guys, I got to be me. I was me, and I got to really, the life that I had cultivated there was a space that was authentically me, but in, there was elements that I couldn't share, or that I chose not to share because I didn't feel like it was it wasn't necessary to share, and also it wasn't really my place to share everything, if that makes sense. And I still kind of feel that way. Like, I think that's one of the things that this is totally a rant, guy. I say a rant. This is totally like conversations that, as we start talking about what I want to do for this next year, I have some ideas. But anyway, it's like I'm very much authentic here in this space. And so, but there was a lot of things that I left out and that I didn't talk about because I wasn't ready to. I didn't feel like I needed to talk all about it on social media. It's like once it's here, it's here. But by not talking about that stuff, I very much had like a different life, and I feel like you see that a lot, especially in elements of relationships where like abuse kind of goes on. And even though it wasn't extreme in the aspects of what some other people go through, it took a really big toll in my personal life. And so, like I said, it really like affected how I scrapbooked, and it meant that it became more of like a job and something that I had to force myself to do, and I didn't really want to do that. And so I took a step back and I stopped creating, and I focused on other areas that needed to be focused on, and it was very helpful and positive. But then I kind of let that go and didn't force myself to do more. And so now here we are in 2025, and Hannah needs to get back into scrapbooking because there's that part that's missing. And so I just hope I can encourage you guys all to make sure that you're focusing on every aspect of your life. And I think sometimes we can get, especially as women, we can get so busy and trying to do it all, or like, I have to accomplish all this stuff. Um, and sometimes it's our personality, but sometimes it's like we put this pressure on ourselves that doesn't need to be there. And so it ends up looking weird. We're tired, we're moody, we're this, we're that. So anyway, I got divorced in 2021, and then I also started dating in 2021. And I was lucky, and I met a wonderful man, and I realized the things that I was missing and wanting in a relationship. And so we took our time and we worked on building a life together that, involves co-parenting and all this fun stuff. So, um, and my ex is still in the military, so that's quite a journey that is interesting and makes things not very predictable all the time. But when is life ever predictable? Not in my life has it ever been. So the military definitely helped me learn that for sure. But anyway, then in June of 2024, so a little bit more than about 6 months ago, me and my current husband got married. So super fun. And so we've been just working on building our lives. And like I said, I started working in 2021. So I had to go back to work. And unfortunately, I had a hard time doing scrapbooking and working. Like, I just couldn't do it. And a lot of it was like, I really just had to work on a lot of me stuff. And I just didn't have the bandwidth mentally to to do the whole online thing. So I took that step back, and honestly, it was a really good decision for me. But it was really hard, and I definitely miss everybody. And I still follow so many people. I don't watch or consume as much scrapbooky stuff. So that's one of my goals for this year, is to kind of start also building that community back up again, and giving back to the community that gave so much to me. And so but one thing that I found this past year, as I've kind of went from one aspect of my career to another, is realizing that work is work, and it's not always fulfilling. So which is kind of weird, because I work in the field of ABA therapy. So, and now I work for a nonprofit that works with people with developmental disabilities and autism. And so, it's very fulfilling in some aspects, and then it takes a lot out of you in another way. And so one thing that I found, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I also have lupus and another autoimmune disease. And so things that I didn't realize, because I worked from home-ish and just did the mom thing at home, was that I could relax when I needed to relax. And so when you work, and you work a high stress job, I didn't realize how much it was going to take out of me. And so there's definitely been like a big learning curve, as I've kind of went from one season and one part of my life of like really struggling and having to put a lot into life, to being super happy. And then, so I realized that I was not being fulfilled, and I wasn't working on that creative aspect of my life, which is a big part of who I am. And so it just kind of like really took a mental toll on me because I was giving so much to other people but not filling my own cup in a lot of ways. And so this past year I've kind of been working on some stuff that I want to do and stuff. So let's go from updates to this next year. So I mean, of course it wouldn't be a video of mine if it wasn't super long, but let's see if we cannot make this too long. So anyway, so my goals for 2025 are I need to get back into scrapbooking because I need that aspect. Honestly, if I could have some goals for myself, not if I can have goals, I can have whatever goals I want. You guys can have whatever goals you want in your life. Just know that. We only are limited by ourselves. But anyway, one of my goals for this year would vary if I could, if it could work out in its favor here. I would love to stop working and just do YouTube and scrapbook stuff. But I don't know if that's something that can be done this year. So my goal is to kind of work towards that and see where we go and see where life takes me. So, so my goal for this channel is to start scrapbooking and start doing process videos. So I'm hoping that I can do 1 to 2 videos a week. We'll see, because I still am working and I only work part-time, but it's, like I was saying, I work for a nonprofit and, it's a lot. It's a very small nonprofit. And so, it's basically me and the founder, in the United States. And we have 2 branches. We have a branch here in the United States, and then we have a branch in Uganda. So, and it's amazing. And I've met some amazing people, and I love that we get to help people, but it's a lot. And so, sometimes that takes so much of me that I don't get to do the things that I want to do because I just don't have the energy. My lupus has very much amped up now that I'm working. And honestly, like, it's not really beneficial for me to work, but we need the money. So as far as, we live in a time where, and the area that I live is very, it costs a lot more. And so to just have the things that you want, and I have 3 teenagers and they eat a lot. So, and like, honestly, I don't, like, if I could work, I would, so it's like there is an aspect to leaving the house and doing things that I didn't get before. So it's like, don't get me wrong. It's a love-hate relationship, right? And I'm sure anybody who works and does scrapbooking, and, it's like you really have to fight for the time and the energy to do the things that you want to do. That's just life, right? So, and I will say I feel very, very lucky that I've been able to stay and do scrapbooking and, like, really foster that creativity. I mean, I think it got me through so much in my life. And, but with that, I need to kind of bring it back. So I'm hoping that by sharing and posting things, one, it will serve as, like, that accountability that I need. But also because I miss being part of the community. I'm not sure I really am interested right now in being on any design teams. Like, that's not even in my thought process. But I've done a lot in the community, and I really would like to get connected, like I said, and kind of like foster the relationships that I've had before, and like really, give to others, because I have a lot to give as far as like encouragement and and that kind of, and relationship stuff. So, and I miss the conversations. Me and Megan, we still talk all the time. Well, I say all the time. We talk on a weekly basis. So we talk regularly. But we don't do a lot of scrapbook stuff. Like for the longest time, we would try to work on some stuff while we would like video chat and stuff. And even now we don't have time to do that because she also is in a whole different season in her life too. So but it's like there's so many other friendships that we've had together with other people. I know Sarah and Christy were some of my really great friends, and Beth, and like we don't talk that much, and I really miss that aspect of things. And a lot of it is me. Like I have a very hard time when I have a lot going on. I just have a hard time, you know. And honestly, for a while I needed to foster real in-person relationships above online relationships. But the online relationships help get me through so much, so I don't want to like let that go either. So if you're watching this and you're one of my friends, just know I still love you, and I think about you guys constantly. And so I'm really hoping to like get back in and just work together with my friends again. So I think that was one of the things that really helped motivate me, and I'm sure it motivated other people, is to, you know, make those connections. And so that's where I'm at. So my goal is to post at least once a week, but hopefully twice a week. So we'll see. It just will require me to be like really focused, which is probably going to take a little while. So it's going to take a little while. But anyway, one of the things that I am going to be doing is Miranda Weber was talking about how she's been having a really hard time with motivation and being creative. And so she's doing a photo scrapbook type of challenge and hop this year. And so I'm going to join in that because I think, and I'm not sure how everybody else is doing it. And I'll talk about that in my video that I do with that. But is not every week will I be able to do a process video maybe for that, but I'm hoping that it encourages me to take photos, because one of the aspects that I found with not being a part of the community and not scrapbooking is I'm not taking photos. Like like you can see my phone, and like it went from me taking photos all the time. Now granted, a lot of those photos were photos that I took for like my projects and stuff like that, but it's like I don't take that many photos anymore. And like some aspects, there's things that I don't care to take photos of, or I'm, you know, like I also want to be in, and I've always been like this in my scrapbooking. If you guys have followed me this whole journey, like especially in like holiday times, like birthdays and stuff, like I want to be present. And so so I've always had that balance, but I've always taken photos so that I've been able to come back to, you know, to something and at least remember a lot more. And one thing that I've noticed, like with having more flare-ups with my lupus, is that my memory has been like crap. So I'm really hoping that the creative aspect of things will really help me help my memory because I need it. Because you know, I want to look back and remember all these things. And that's the great thing about scrapbooking and memory keeping, is that we can take snapshots and journal, and then that can help us remember things that maybe we wouldn't be able to remember. And I'm hoping that that's going to be a great tool for later on in life, for me, for my kids, so that we can remember things that went on. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be doing. Another thing that I it had an epiphany the other day that I realized that I'm gonna do, is I also want to work on, and I'm not sure how often, so, because it would be awesome to do it once a week, but I just don't know if I have time to do it once a week, is, I want to do more of like a podcast style. I know me and Megan used to do a series or a thing called Scrappy Talk or something like that. I don't even remember what we called it. But on the Crafty Maven, we would get together and we would just talk about topics in scrapbooking that were things that we've heard other people talk about, and issues that other scrapbookers were having, or things that we were noticing in our own journey of scrapbooking. And so I thought that would be really fun to bring something like that series back. So that'll be more of a like face-to-face type video, where more like podcast style. And I know that there's the scrap gals and stuff, but like, I don't know about you guys, but one, I don't want to pay a subscription, and I don't. Also, I had a hard time, like, especially as my scrapbooking went on, I had a hard time connecting with them. And it wasn't that the stuff that they were talking about, because I've been on their podcast and stuff, and I absolutely love them, and I love listening to them, and it was a great inspiration during a certain period of my life. But, like, I missed the round table, scrapbooking round table, and what Noelle and her husband had built, and I know she's on a whole different life journey, which is great for her, because we all have changes, I mean, some of us have been in the scrapbooking community forever and have just, that's all you know how to do, and I love that's that for them, and I love that they're there, and I just know I can always count on Paige Evans to inspire me with her, her art and what she does in scrapbooking, or Shamel, and her diligence to continually just showing up in the community and finding ways to make things work for her, going from being like us, like a regular YouTuber ish, to having a collection, to not having collections anymore, and designing and finding other ways to inspire everybody. It's like, I love, that Allie Edwards, she's always about the stories, and it always inspires us. But it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I miss everyday scrapbookers, and I get that, I was on teams, and maybe I don't even know how to word it. I get that I was on teams and kind of maybe a little bit higher up than the everyday scrapbooker, but I started there, and so I really feel like I miss that, So I want to kind of bring that back again. So I'm hoping that me and Megan can kind of do some stuff together. I know she's not really scrapbooking that much either. I think she is still on a design team, but I know that it's been very, very hard for her because she's had a lot of life changes the last couple of years as well, way more than me. And so I know that she's had a really hard time, and she has a whole different family dynamic now. So I don't know how much we can make it work for her and I. But with that said, I was like, it would be really cool if I could get some of my other scrapbooky friends, and we could just sit down and have one-on-one conversations about different topics. So with that said, in the comments, because this will help generate some so that more people see this video, because I know since I don't post, it's probably not gonna do very well. But anyway, which isn't the point. But if you can write in the comments topics that you would love for me to find other YouTubers to talk about, I would love that. So one of the things that I really want to have conversations and talk about is finding time to scrapbook while you work. That's one. Scrapbooking as your kids get older. So that's one that I think I want to talk to Sarah about. I love how I'm saying this and I haven't talked to her. So sorry, Sarah, I haven't talked to you yet. Because I know that her kids are now a little bit more grown up. And I know that there's a lot of other scrapbookers. So I know that these are topics that, one, are things that I've dealt with, but also like finding another topic that I would love to talk about is scrapbooking through divorce or life changes. So it'd be interesting to talk to maybe Heather, because I know she went through a divorce, or maybe a few of us can get on. So that's something that I would love to kind of get off. So that's probably going to take a few weeks to kind of get everything all situated. But even if I just start off with me kind of getting on and just having these conversations, and then we can kind of converse together, right? Use the comments section as a way for us to kind of give our own testimonies of our own life experiences, and in a way that can help encourage each other to like maybe look at things a little bit different and find ways to be inspired despite changes in our life that we have to deal with and stuff. And like I said, it's I very much want to have these conversations with more everyday scrapbookers, and not as many professional scrapbookers, just because I feel like there is a different perspective that you get. It's like, it's amazing. Like I said, it's amazing that some of us have been able to like make a living off of scrapbooking. But honestly, one thing that I found very depressing in my journey is that, one, it takes so much out of you to be on tons of design teams. Well, also, like, it's not very conducive to making a living. Like, you get free stuff. That's awesome. You get the inspiration. And so there's other non-monetary areas, but like when you're struggling and you need to make money, like it's like YouTube does not pay. So you need to have sponsors and stuff. And anyway, so those are some of the things that I'm hoping. And one of the videos that I want to do is just do a process video. So some of the stuff that I do, like with the Miranda series, some of them, and I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do it. And I'm hoping that I can like share the photo, kind of talk about it, and then maybe do a process video. But like, so one of the other aspects of my whole thing, my issues that I'm running into, is that I lost my scrapbook room. So I don't know if you guys recognize this, but this is where my old scrapbook room was. And it's not anymore. It's kind of like a closet area. So me and my current husband, we made a suite downstairs, and so I lost my own scrapbook space, so I've had to downsize a lot. And anyway, like, so at the end of my scrapbooky journey down here, having this as my scrapbook room, I had issues with my stand before, and then so like I'm still trying to figure out how to film and have it work for the space that I have. So that is definitely something that is like taking me time, because I know I did a video in April. I think it was April. I don't know. I did a video last year with Megan, And that was really, really fun doing like scrapbooking. Honestly, I've realized that as I've been away from doing videos, I hate editing and all that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. But anyway, so I think once I get back into it, it's not gonna be a big deal. Because it's not. It, honestly, it's not really that big of a deal. It's well worth it when you start sharing your stuff and everything. So, but anyway, so, but I gotta figure out a better system for filming because I don't like my stand is really what it is. And I got a really nice cool camera that I can use, but there's issues with that. So there's gonna be a little bit of it's gonna take a month or so for everything to kind of like really get into that regular. So like I said, I'm hoping at least once a week there will be a video, but I'm hoping to have two or it would be really awesome to have three, but I don't even know if that's possible. That's kind of like really, really pushing things. But then on the flip side of that also, and I need to get back to Alex about this, is that I also am starting a YouTube channel with my husband, and we're going to be doing a true crime channel. And so I have that started. I have some videos. This last, like, probably the last 6, like, since I've been married, I've dealt a lot with sickness stuff. We've just had a lot going on. I had to get my wisdom teeth out. So it's like nonstop crap has just been coming up. And so that channel, like, I've started working on stuff for it. And so that also is gonna be I'm gonna be working on that. So if you guys like true crime and you guys want to have conversations about that kind of stuff, I'll start linking stuff over there because I'm gonna do share this is what's gonna happen this year video over there. And then I have a forensic files viewing reaction video, and I'm doing a series where I'm watching forensic files and then talking about the case. So it's going to be in 2 parts. So it's going to be a reaction watch type video, and then there's going to be just talking about the case. And then also me and him, so that one's just going to be probably me. I mean, if I can get me and him in it, but he works a lot, so that'll be the other aspect of things. So there's a lot like on that aspect, and that need to kind of get into gear. But anyway, one of the other series that we're gonna do is cases that so one of the things that we did together when we first started dating that really helped us grow and learn a lot about each other was we went through and we would watch either a documentary or we'd go through a case that was going on, and we'd research it together, or well, separately together, and then we'd talk and we'd ask questions about it. So I want to go back through the cases that we did together and just go back through them together. And that will be more of a, like, we'll just talk about the case and the facts, and then we'll kind of start asking these questions, because that's one of the things that we love to do together. And we're not doing as much of that because that also takes a lot out of your brain mentally. So, but it's one of the things that we absolutely love. And also on that channel, we are going to be doing eventually in 2025, we will be adding like movie reviews. So because we also like to watch like really crappy movies, so that's another element that's going to be on that channel as well. But that is going to take a little bit because we've been having an issue with figuring out the filming of us watching it. So because yeah, because we don't have a lot of space, so it's just kind of figuring, like, getting all the details ironed out for that. But anyway, so those are things that are also going to be going on my other channel. So be on the lookout for all of this fun goodness stuff. Thank you guys for joining me. I know this has been quite a long video. That's why we got coffee, but my coffee's probably getting cold now. So anyway, be on the lookout because I have a video coming out on the 6th, so on Monday, with Miranda. And if any of you guys have hops or other series that you guys one would like to see or one would like me to join in on, let me know, and I'm gonna do my darndest to kind of get back into this because, hey, I don't know, maybe the stars will align and I can quit my job this year. That would be awesome, and I could just donate my time to my nonprofit when I want to donate my time. But so that's kind of like my ultimate goal, but we'll see. So I mean, girls can dream here. A girl can dream. But with that said, oh, also be on the lookout because I've been working on my December daily this year. So that was one thing that I did start doing in December. And then stinking, we got pneumonia and the flu this year. That was real fun. Which is why I didn't have stuff go up on my True Crime channel in December because that was my goal. But anyway, so I will be doing a flip through. I'm not doing any process videos for that one because I think I'm going to have to be a little bit more picky about the stuff that I'm sharing because I do have teenagers now. And I want to kind of protect what they don't want shared. Also, I'm not like, I don't know. I got to figure out how I want that privacy element. And that is one topic that I want to talk about on the podcast Scrappy Talks. I don't know what I'm going to call it. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. Because I'm really bad with coming up with titles for things. I just am. But is talking about privacy with scrapbooking. So I know that I want to say that there's an episode on the round table that they talked a little bit about that, because who was it? One of the YouTubers or scrapbookers was saying something about people were stealing some of her photos and using that, and that was like a long time ago. Like I think I was still in Hawaii back then. Well, obviously, because I think that stopped before I left Hawaii. But anyway, I thought that might be interesting topic to talk about because it's just one of those things that as I've been off of YouTube and been out of the scrapbooking community, I realize how much we share, and it's awesome and great, but there's a lot of elements of things that, like, I realize that maybe we're not so smart, and like maybe ways that we can protect ourselves and protect our family and the photos that we have. So I wonder who I could have talk with me with that, because I really want to have conversations with other scrapbookers about these things. I don't just want it to be me. I mean, I guess if that's what you guys want, that's cool too. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to stop talking. And I'm going to work on my video for Miranda's thing, because that's just going to be a face-to-face this time. And then I don't know if maybe I'll just do a layout and share it. And then, like, next week have a scrapbook layout video. I'm hoping that I can have everything all set up. Because also with Christmas, my desk is a mess, guys. I should take a picture and show you guys. Actually, I'm going to do that later. I'm going to take a picture and share with you guys what my desk looks like. I want to see what your guys' desk looks like. So, when I share this, that's going to be the question that I ask. What does your guys' desk look like? Because my desk is a stinking mess. It is so messy. My camera's on it, though. And there's some photos from from Mexico on there. But anyway, so be on the lookout for some really great things that I'm going to share. And later today, I'm going to be scrapbooking and trying. I still have to print off photos for my December daily. I've been working on that. I had to get more printer paper. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. I hope that you guys are excited for 2025 like I am. And I hope you guys are inspired to share your stories. So I'll talk to you guys later and have a great week. Bye.